Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about Ryujin and Fistborn. Now, there's a lot of talk between both of them. It's like everywhere I go. When I hop on the Ryujin Discord server, there's mentions of Fistborn, and when I hop on the Fistborn Discord server, there's mentions of Ryujin. But there's one thing that I keep seeing between the two of them. Which one is better? Now, there's a few things I want to mention before I start talking about the difference between the two games. First of all, you might notice that I'm playing Product Slayers, and that's because it would be weird if I was playing one game or the other while talking about it. If I play Ryujin while talking about Fistborn and vice versa, I might just seem a bit biased, so I decided to compromise on Product Slayers. Also, I'll keep mentioning how Fistborn is a new game. Ryujin obviously has more content because it's been out for longer, so I'll be talking about what Ryujin has now versus then, just to keep a fair game. Lastly, I'll be adding comments towards the end that makes each game unique. So if you still don't know which one piques your interest, you can see some stuff that one game has while the other one doesn't towards the end of the video. Now that we're done with pretty much all the info, let's get right into it. First, we're gonna talk about the combat. Ryujin has a bit of a biased combat style system going on. For example, Ryujin is basically cancer. Whenever you fight someone with Ryujin, gosh, you're pretty much dead. Most if not all Russian people are lean and Mikazuchis. So you're basically gonna be fighting a mosquito. Meanwhile, karate just sucks butt. No offense to the karate users out there. I mean, I love you guys, but seriously, you rarely see any karate users in game because of how seriously unbalanced it is. The only move people use is sidekick, and that's because it's a combo extender and actually does solid damage. But mind you, the Emlet and Raishin and the skills do solid damage, and it's just absurd when you get infinite comboed by it. There's only like 5 or 6 meta styles in Ryujin, and if you pick anything else, you're just fried. But a good thing is that Ryujin is fast paced, so it actually requires skill to be good at fighting and at the game in general. And now Fistborn, I actually haven't fought yet. I mean, I did like once, but I was low-key running away because I was like 10 minutes into the game and barely had anything. But yeah, the guy who was fighting me eventually ran out of stamina because I'm too good, obviously, and he got knocked out. And like any other combat game, I had to execute him. And when I tell you, oh gosh, the animations were so stiff. I mean, I found out you could block while you're knocked out, which is a cool function. That might add some brownie points. But why do I look like I have a chronic illness in my spine? And I've seen a video of the combat in Fistborn, and wow, combat looks so skilled and fun. And the video was literally just a Roblox character slowly waddling to another guy and swinging like his life depends on it. Geez, that sounds rough. So yeah, my point, Ryujin's combat requires skill and it's fast paced. Fistborn's looks slow paced and it looks like you actually need to calculate your skills and when you need to like M1 or whatever. Like I've tried limit breaking my dexterity in Fistborn and oh my gosh, dodging is so hard. But at the same time, I just suck at parrying, so that might just be on me. So yeah, if you like slow paced games that need like some calculations or whatever, Fistborn's combat might be for you, but I like fast-paced stuff, so Ryujin's gonna take the point for me. The next thing is the content. This is where I start mentioning how Ryujin is older. So Ryujin obviously has more content than Fistborn. Ryujin has a total of 15 combat styles and 3 mythic clans as of September 23. There are also evolved clans, which you could get by evolving a rare or lower. However, when Ryujin released, it only had 3 styles, boxing, sumo, and taekwondo. There were also only 2 mythic clans in the game, Park and Kude. It also didn't even have evolved clans. Fistborn has a total of 6 combat styles and 4 mythic clans as of September 23. Keep in mind that Fistborn released to the public recently, so we shouldn't expect a lot of content right off the bat. However, as far as I'm aware, there isn't any type of special clans like evolutions or specs. I'll give 2 points to Fistborn for having more early release content and 1 point to Ryujin for having more content as of now. The next thing I want to talk about are the little combat things you can get. In Ryujin, these are called cards and sub-skills. Cards are essentially a power-up. Sub-skills are kind of like powers. Some sub-skills lets you see everyone in the map or lets you heal mid-fight. Cards give you player buffs like more health or combat cards like more damage. There are also psychs that you spawn in with, which are like passives. In Fistborn, there are traits. These are like psychs, they're passives. It's something you get as soon as you spawn in the game. I haven't actually talked to the Ryujin owner if psychs and cards were open to the public when Ryujin released, so I'm not sure if I could give an honest statement about this. However, I started playing Ryujin during Gen Point 5, which is like the second wave of early access, and when I started playing, subskills, psychs, and cards were all there. Now, I'm not going to add any points about these little power-ups because I feel like it's a bit too unfair, but maybe you should know that I was a bit of an early player because that might mean something. The next thing I want to talk about are the animations. There's this thing that I noticed, it's just something I want to point out. So I'm not going to add any points for this one. It's just a really cool detail that I saw. In Ryujin, the Taekwondo animations makes you stay on the ground. Like each M1, your feet is planted on the ground. However, in Fistborn, the Taekwondo animations actually make you do a little jump after each M1, which is really realistic. I think I might just be bragging right now, but I do Taekwondo, so I thought this was a really cool detail, and I actually kind of appreciate it in some odd way. So, yeah, I think that's really cool. Next, let's talk about the amount of looks we can have as the player. Now, I thought this part was funny. In Ryujin, you can get tattoos, face marks, accessories, just a lot of cosmetics, really. It adds some uniqueness to each player. But in Fistborn, you can get face marks and accessories, and that's pretty much it, I think. But I feel like there's not a lot of face marks anyway. One time I saw a group of people with the same damn glowing mark on their face as mine, and it felt like we were all shopping at the same section in Walmart. I'm not gonna add a point for this because it's too small of a difference to actually be game changing. I just thought it was funny to notice this, and I wanted to just point it out. Next, let's talk about the NPCs. Ryujin is based off of various martial art comics like Lookism and Viral Hit. It also features some animes like Kengan Ashura and Hunter x Hunter. But if you like these comics or animes, seeing them in game is actually pretty cool. Like, why am I about to fight Ryan Kure? Why am I carrying Daniel Park from Lookism? But in Fistborn, I think these are like original characters. I don't recognize any of these people, but that might just be on me. Maybe I'm not too chronically online for it. But if these aren't anime characters after all, well, at least there's some originality. Now, I'm not gonna add a point for this one either. I just think it's really cool how you can see characters you know and can actually interact with them or something, like fighting or talking to them and learning styles from them. But yeah, it's just a cool detail to add. Next is how much time you put into the game. In Ryujin, the macro costs 1,000 Robux, and that's actually insane if you think about it. But if you save enough cash, you can trade it for an auto macro in the trading channel and the Ryujin Discord server. This is probably the best way to get it if you have no Robux because grinding in Ryujin is really bad. To put that into perspective, I'd rather lose my last nut than start all over again in Ryujin, bro. Auto macro makes you do trainings automatically. It also makes you sleep and eat when it's needed, just as long as you're on top of a bed or if you're hungry. So, not gonna lie, it's kind of worth 1,000 Robux. Alright, but listen up. In Fistborn, the macro is actually free. Well, kind of, in some way. Some of the mechanics are free, like automatic training, but you need to pay Robux to get the entire pack, which includes sleeping automatically. And by the way, if you think that sleeping isn't needed, you need to sleep because it takes away some of your stats if you're tired in game. Also, some of the trainings are behind a paywall, like shadowboxing or the memory training game, so you can't do those without buying the actual macro. So yeah, this entire time I've been talking about macros and all that, but remember, like, this is about how much time you need to put into each game. So back to the actual topic. Uh, this isn't a part of the macro, but Fistborn takes up so much time. For example, if you get to 60% fatigue, it takes at least 20 minutes to reach around 5%. In Ryujin, it takes way less time, like maybe 10 minutes tops. So, yeah, resting in Fistborn is probably the most grueling part. You gain fatigue easily and you lose it slowly. Ryujin's definitely getting the point for this one. Alright, now the optimization. Both games are kinda tied for this actually. Ryujin has the worst optimization I've ever seen in a Roblox game. I can't even reach 80 ping in a one-player server. But to be fair, I get around 100 in a 20-player server, so that's pretty decent if you consider how much content there is in Ryujin. And that's only when I'm macroing. Like, everybody's doing their own thing, nobody's fighting, they're all training. But when I'm actually fighting people, I only spike up to 150 ping. And I only fight when servers are starting to get full, like full on wars. So these are starting to get like 30-ish players. So imagine 30 people and they're all fighting and my ping is only 150. Like that's actually pretty good for Ryujin. Fistborn on the other hand is kind of the opposite. When I'm trying to grind, I get like 80 ping, but when I had to limit break my dexterity, I was getting damaged. I had to fight rocks for some reason. I reached up to 3000 ping. Like, what? I've never got that kind of ping when I'm in America. But you should probably take all this lightly. I'm not on an Ethernet, I'm not playing on a PC or a gaming laptop. I'm just playing on a regular work laptop. However, my things are tweaked and I check if I'm reaching my full ping potential and all that. But I guess in conclusion, Ryujin is better for fighting. It's better for wars, better for like yeah, just fighting in general, fighting other people. And that's why people play these types of games, just to fight. Now for the main event, gambling! Ryujin has somewhat good odds. When I first started playing it, I got a legendary clan 7 spins in. I've never gambled my clan again until recently. I started having bad luck there, but I landed on another legendary and I'm around like 70 spins in. There is pity. It's like 175 for clans and 150 for slikes, or it might be the other way around. I really don't remember right now. So at least you can guarantee a mythic in Ryujin. But Fistborn? Listen, a clan spin is like 500 or something, right? I had 30k coins or whatever in total because dirt codes give a lot of it. I got a legendary, which is the best tier in Fistborn for now, a few spins in. So I'm like, alright, cool. At least I got a good clan. I was also able to spin for glowing mark and glowing eyes for a stat boost, which costs 50 each. So I rolled my mark. It takes a few spins, but I get it eventually. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, I got a lot of coins left over. I'm getting the glowing eyes. I did not get a single glowing eye. I spent around 27k in coins, like around that. It takes 50 coins to spin my eyes. How the hell did I not get the glowing eyes? And there wasn't even a pity system or anything. What gambling Roblox game doesn't have a pity system? Ryujin wins, buddy.